Today I want to set up this money binder together with you, so let's go and do everything that we need to do to get this video here ready to be used. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome, I'm Stefania. Before starting the whole video and start going through the whole process, I just wanted to say that this is something that's been asked to me, so it's for a client, it's not for myself. She has a physical shop and she wanted to give it a try and use this one for, let's say, her suppliers mainly. And so here is the thing, when somebody asks me to do something like this, I always go with questions such as, do you want a money binder in an A6 or A7, so the size. She decided to go for an A6 and is this one, and she wanted it to have this type of thing to close it and not the clip on the side, because she said if I will not be able to close it, let's say there's a lot inside, I don't want to have something that's gonna stay here and, let's say, be in the middle. It took me a little bit to understand what she meant, but then I got her point. And she's like, just in case I can't close it anymore for a reason or another, I can simply leave it in this way, so leaving this here. I'm gonna use for her this money binder because, as I've said, is what she wanted, was this type. You can find this one on Amazon. If you're interested, there's also an unbox with me video in which I literally opened it up with you, and so you can see what was with the binder itself, because it was coming with other things. Then of course I'm gonna need pockets or envelopes, call them how you want to, and these are perfect for this, are an A6 and okay, I just opened it in the wrong side. Okay. Usually, a lot of time when you buy a money binder, if you buy a set, they come with it, but here's the thing, she needed a lot of them, more than 8 or 10, because that's usually the number. And so I was like, don't worry, it's fine, because I actually have a lot of them, because I do cash stuffing a lot. And so I use them like crazy. And I've ended up buying a big package of 90, so link is going to be in the description box as well. But keep in mind, all the links are for Amazon.it, because this is where I've bought them. But I'm pretty sure you can find them in so many other places. So I have a few of them. The next thing I'm going to need is, when you usually put the pocket, you want to give it a name. So in her case, she's gonna call them with the different suppliers' names. This is what she told me to do. And I was like, okay, do you want me to create a sticker to add on each single one? Or do you want to have something like using vinyl, so I'm gonna attach it there? And she was like, no, I would want something that's gonna be like big. It's gonna be extremely visible, but in case I want to change it, so I don't know, I'm gonna change suppliers or something, I don't have to do too much work. And so we came out with the idea of just simply putting inside a little, let's say, cover page for the pocket. And I'm gonna create them today. And since I've decided to do that, I'm gonna need to print them. And I'm gonna use this paper, which is not exactly what I will say it is. Let me explain. This one, it's amazing for the quality. Like when I print with my printer on this paper, the quality is on another level. I'm talking especially about colors. It's amazing. If I'm gonna use the same file and try to print, for example, on this paper and others, this one is the one that always gets out. Let's say it's the best, nothing to say about it. The only thing that I don't fully agree is this. I don't think it's 250. I have normal paper on, which is at 200, and it's definitely, this according to me is not 250. I don't know, it's just my personal opinion. But anyway, it's amazing. And also this was from Amazon, so link is going to be in the description box just as well. And once I have what I need to put inside here and I've printed it, it's time to cut everything. You can use so many things to cut them. And usually I will go with a plotter, so my silhouette portrait, but since I wanted to make this video more easy for others to follow along, let's say it, even though it's not a full tutorial in details, I've decided that I would cut them in another way. So you can choose or to cut with normal scissors, but I'm not good. I'm not good, let me tell you that. I think I was missing at school that day when they were teaching how to use them, because I'm stupid with them. It's just it. So I will end up using a normal cutter like this, and you're gonna see what I mean with cutting. Basically, there's gonna be this thing that I have to put inside here, and since I don't have A6 paper and I don't want to use an A6 also, because keep in mind these are perfect for A6, so they fit in there, but if you want to put something inside here, it's not an A6 size. Just keep this in mind. So the very first thing that you have to do if you want to do what I'm about to do is take your pocket and look at the size of it. So the size of the inside, which I'm talking about from here to here and from here to here. I've already done this and I know the size, so I am more than ready now to start. I'm gonna open Photoshop and create a new file in the right size. Keep in mind you can do all of this thing also with Canva. This is about creating the thing in the way that you want to do it. So I've created a file, and then I also have a lovely picture that I'm gonna use, and it's from Canva, and it's a floral one because I think flowers are always a good option. They're always perfect for anything. And so what I'm gonna do now is create a few of these, let's call them labels, even if they aren't really like small labels, but anyway, you've got what I mean. And I'm just gonna put this picture and I'm gonna try to center it, and then inside the flowers I'm just gonna write all the names of the categories. As I said before, since this is mainly for her suppliers, this is gonna be with a lot of names or things according to the products. So probably some of them will be like pointless for you. It doesn't matter. Like the important is that it works for this person. And I've decided to go also with a very easy font because I love calligraphy stuff like that, but I also know that it's sometimes, let's say it in this way, it's gorgeous to look at, but for some people can be a little bit harder to read. I know you're like, what does it mean, maybe, but I've had to go through some tests before in my life, and for example now whenever I have to do something which has to be for a shop, which has to be like a simple sign, nothing complicated, but I always like test it on people which are, let's say, a certain age, because for them certain type of calligraphy things that aren't easy to read, and so I always go with an easy one. And this is the one that I've decided to use. I've simply created one and then I've duplicated it, and I've just started fixing it by changing according to the things that I needed to do. And you're not gonna see me doing them all from the first till the last one, because I think I've done more than 13. I don't remember. You're gonna see me copy and pasting a lot of them and just changing whatever I have to write there, the categories names. And then once I'm done with that, I'm just gonna start saving them all. What I like to do is, since I'm gonna cut this by hand, I'm gonna leave it on a white background without any problem. I'm just gonna save it as a PNG file, and you're gonna see me doing it in a little bit, and then I'm gonna be ready to create a file to print. Here, as I've said, I'm gonna save everything, so I'm gonna start from the first one, and I'm just gonna save it according to the names, so it's gonna be easier to remember which one I've already printed and which one I still have to. Now I'm gonna prepare everything to print, and the first thing that I do is actually taking let's call this labels, so that I can print some of them. I will not print them whole and go through the whole process for all of them, because it would be a way too long video, I would say. And so I'm just gonna show you how to print a few of them. Now, since the photo paper in which I have to print it is an A4, I can fit in 3 of these. So always keep this in mind, don't waste paper, okay? If you can fit more than one, just do it. And what I've decided to do then is creating a new file, which is an A4 one, so that I know exactly what I will have to do with it, or better, I know exactly where to put the 3 things that I need to print. I said 3 because this is the amount that I can print in a single page. Maybe according to your size you could create more than 3 in a page. Just try to turn them to about 19 degrees and you could actually fit maybe 4 of them. I don't know, it depends on your sizes, but in my case 3 is the number. Then what I've decided to do is actually, since once I've done with it I will have to cut everything, is create a border for all the 3 of them. And the reason why I've done it is because elsewhere I'm gonna print something on a white background on a white paper, and so then I wouldn't be able to know exactly where I have to cut, because there is not anything that's telling me, hey, cut here, cut there. So I've just decided to create a border, and here you're gonna see me trying to check if that border is actually there, if it's visible enough. So I'm just gonna create a fake background, a yellow one, which then I'm gonna of course delete. Actually it was a white background, not yellow, okay. And then it's time to print. Before printing, however, since I'm not using the whole A4, I'm just gonna cut down the file, simply because then I'll know that my printer will anyway say, hey, something will be cropped off, are you okay with that? And then I simply go to File, Print. When it comes to printing, you have to be incredibly careful about your setting. And here is the thing, always check your printer settings, because they can make a difference. I've recently changed my printer, or better, I've changed it this year, so of course I have something that's different from my previous printer. The thing that I have to be sure is that actually my setting is to print in high quality. If your printer gives you a choice between giving priority to the quality or the speed, always choose the quality. If you set up your printer to print faster, the result is going to be a loss in the quality. So be sure to give priority to your quality. In this way you're going to have a better result when you're going to go and print. And then all I'm going to do is just click print, and I'm going to wait for the printer to do the magic job. Now that you've printed everything, it's time to cut. Be careful when you cut, because according to what you're gonna use, you don't want to hurt yourself in any possible way. I'm always saying this because sometimes, even with the easiest thing, we ended up doing a mess and we ended up hurting ourselves. So always be careful when it comes to cutting. I use the scissors just to cut the biggest part, and then I use the cutter to just go through the lines, so I cut it exactly where it should be cut. I'm not gonna show you the whole thing, so I'm only gonna show you while I cut the first one, because then I swear this video would be a never-ending one, which is quite already long enough, I guess we can say this, absolutely yes. And once you've cut them whole, it's finally time to put them inside your pockets. And this is definitely the best part, because you're at the end, you're seeing how it's turning out, and I just love when I reach this point. And as you can see, if you took the sizes correctly, you won't have any problem. And I think the result is gorgeous, don't you think so? It's easy to create, and if you want to change something, you can just take it out and you can go and change it with anything new. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, remember to give it a thumb up and to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye!